It is here. It's
Not
here.
Christmas. Not
No, not
Christmas. Not
Christmas,
yet.
but
But something that's even better.
The Christmas spectacular for on the court in the booth. It's here. We've got a jam-packed show for you guys. We're going to start out with some Christmas questions at the beginning of this. We're going to get some discussions as well as some Christmas would you rather to end it off. But for now, we're going to send it the intro and we will be right back.
Merry Christmas.
And what is up? We're going to dive right in. We've got some Christmas questions to start us out here. And we talked a little bit about it at Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving is a big, it's a meal-oriented holiday. It's all about the meal, the turkey, everything with it. Of course, it's about giving thanks and stuff like that. But I'm talking about the food, not the food. Like the known part of it is the turkey and all that. So Christmas is it's kind of known for eating too, but at the same time, everybody does Christmas meals a different way. So my question for you to get this kicked off: what does your Christmas meal look like?
Christmas meal. It depends on which house I go to. So, man, it's just honestly, it's not like Thanksgiving where things are really planned as much as it is just a hodgepodge of a lot of stuff.
Right.
I had this old saying in high school, and it doesn't go always, but when it comes to food, quantity is better than quality. That's almost the only aspect in life that quantity is better than quality.
You
And
think
it's a
so?
lot of stuff. I think so. When it comes to food, you can't get enough of it. And maybe it's
What's
because
your
I've always
what's your least? I don't mean to cut you off. What's your least favorite jelly bean? I'm going way off track right now, but it's gonna tie in. I promise. Mine is the buttered popcorn. I
the
hate
what?
buttered popcorn. Buttered popcorn jelly beans, horrible. Absolutely
I don't know. I mean, what are you talking about? I
horrible.
mean, there's some like fingernail ones or some weird stuff, aren't they?
No,
Like, are
not
we
like the
counting
Bean
those?
Boozled one. I'm talking about the generic set ones. Buttered popcorn was always one of them, and it was
I don't know.
always
I don't
so.
I don't eat jelly beans. I know it's a weird correlation. Like why does Trey not eat jelly beans? But I don't. It's not been something that's a part of my diet. Don't they take I don't know, 2 years to make or something? Isn't it something weird like that? I know
I
there's
don't even
something that
know.
correlates with
Might.
jelly beans that I learned 2 months ago, but I don't remember what it was. Obviously, it wasn't that important. But no, I don't. I don't eat jelly beans. What can I say?
Okay, so then I'll try and make it make sense. And so I hate buttered popcorn jelly beans. Okay, and I don't really have a favorite jelly bean. I just know which ones I don't like, and all the rest of them are good. So I would rather have a bowl of the jelly beans that I'm they're all right, versus a bucket of the buttered popcorn. What do you think? Oh, we lost him. There we go. He's back again. That was fast.
That was
So
fast. It was quick.
that was zooming. So would you rather have
You
you say
said something about jelly beans. I think that was the
yes.
question. Hold on. I am going to
Yes.
try to
So
make sure my connection is on, just to because it happened pre-show too. So if it cuts out again, guys, give some Christmas
it's that
graciousness to
cornfield
us here.
Wi-Fi.
Yeah, I always put my phone on airplane, my computer on airplane mode, so Santa Claus doesn't have to interfere with the connection. When you're on an airplane, you got to turn off the.
Do you think Santa has to put his phone on airplane mode? Oh my gosh. And it begins. I think we lost him again. He came back. We lost him a third time. Oh, I hear something. Nope, and he's gone. Oh, he's back
All
again.
right, fellas, I'm back, and I switched it right to Laura's iPhone. If you don't know, that's my phone, but I'm too lazy to change the name to Trey's phone, so I just keep it on my mom's phone. My mom's
Mine
name's Laura,
says
by the way.
sales iPhone,
Yeah, yeah.
like just
It's like
sale and then with an S.
the least important thing in my life is to change what my personal hotspot's name is. So I just leave it how it is.
Right.
But I
So
think you're talking about the bowl of jelly beans.
yes. So I
And
was thinking
my
like
only rebuttal is that the fact that you're eating jelly beans, like I would eat neither. That's how bad both of them are. But and I'm not picky either. It's just I'm not gonna pick either one of those. Um,
staying away from jelly beans in general. It's just a no go.
in general, but no, I do think, and maybe not all instances, right? I mean, red velvet cheesecake is better than a bunch of I don't know. Well, all desserts are pretty good, but a large portion of Jello. Like it just is. Like that's just my opinion. But I do think maybe it's one of the only things that there are instances in my life where quantity is better than quality sometimes in food. Let me phrase it like that for all the
Try,
people that are
tr-
actually keeping
trying to
track.
debunk your philosophy and start talking about jelly beans.
Yeah, it's very complicated. It's
um.
complicated for but
So you're a
that's
big.
my
You just. It's not necessarily a set food. It's just you want a lot of food to choose from.
yeah, yeah. I'm trying to think. Like, obviously, it's not too noticeable because, like, I don't really have a giant memory of what I eat on Christmas. I just know it's a lot of food. Like, it's just a lot. What about
Right.
you?
Right.
What do you eat on Christmas?
So my Christmas day is honestly it's kind of weird. Like it's not weird. It's just like we've got like a tradition that's like very non like traditional of what everybody else does. So like we started a tradition when I was a little kid, me and Jackson, me and Leroy, and we would get up at
Leroy.
4, right? We would get up at 4 a.m. on Christmas and open our gifts at 4 a.m. So and we still do it. We still do it to this day.
Okay,
And
so is it
after
like the
that,
open where like you completely open it, or is it the peak open?
no, it's open everything. Like mom and dad come out, everybody comes out.
Oh,
Like we
okay.
have
So you're
our
not sneaking
Christmas
down
morning.
there. You're not
No, 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 no,
doing the
no.
peak open. Listen, guys. You have such an intense like. I'm trying to think if I ever did it. I don't know if I ever did it. I may have done it once when I was a little bit older, but like there's such an intense pain. Like there's no like, Santa comes and brings you presents and you can't wait 2 more hours for everybody to wake up. You just have to go down there and open those presents.
Right. Right.
Like and luckily enough, I've been able to sustain the personal discipline that it takes to not go downstairs and open those presents. But not everybody's like that. So I know a lot of you guys out there um, go and peek at those presents, and I'm here to tell you that is not what Santa Claus would want.
You can wait another two
Personally,
hours.
you have to wait another 2 hours.
You have to. So we do like a Christmas morning kind of thing, like early in the morning at like 4. And then we all kind of go back to sleep for a little bit. I guess it would be technically a nap. Uh but we wake back up at like somewhere around like
Whoa!
10ish.
I thought
Right,
I
right.
was
So
complicated.
right,
We're getting
right.
we're
So,
getting
so we
we're getting
right.
to
We,
the depths of complicatedness right now.
exactly, exactly. So we wake up at like 10ish, somewhere around there, and my dad just cooks like a massive breakfast. And that's like our holiday, that's like our Christmas like dinner special. Like for dinner, we don't really do
For
anything
breakfast.
crazy. Right. We just do a crazy big breakfast. So that's kind
I
of
can
like
see that.
it's
I
like
respect
it's
that. I
nice though.
like
I
that.
like it. I like
Yeah.
doing that. Right, right. I like doing it that way. It's fun and stuff. But like everybody always asks like, "Oh, what do you eat on Christmas dinner?" I'm like, it's kind of different every year. And they're like, "Oh, like what kind of foods?" I was like, "I don't know." Like it's literally like completely different every single year. Like I think last year we had spaghetti. like we had
Mhm.
spaghetti for Thanksgiving dinner. But it's just like the breakfast is our main thing. We do like the big breakfast in the morning. So the second question here, and this is one that like I normally get to this point a little bit, not a little bit, like once we get within a week or so of Christmas, I hit this because Christmas music starts playing on December the 1st. And it's like,
No,
Christmas
yeah,
music is
Christmas music
great.
starts now. Christmas
Right.
music starts right after Thanksgiving. Now, do you
Right.
want it to start right after Thanksgiving?
No.
That's debatable. But
No.
that's when it starts. Unless you live
Right.
under
So
a rock.
exactly. So Christmas music is like, it's great and I love it, but there's a certain point. Christmas music is not of the high, not, I shouldn't say high, not of the biggest variety. There's like 10 songs. They go on repeat like every day, all day. And I just, oh, there's certain songs that just get to me. So I wanted to ask you, what is the worst, and I do mean worst, what is the worst Christmas song?
Oh man, I don't know. I don't know if there is one. I mean, and I don't know the actual names of the songs. I
You
know
gotta
there's a
sing it. That's what
couple
I was hoping
ones.
you'd sing the whole thing for us.
Yeah,
I'm
well,
just
maybe
kidding.
that's what I need to do. Um, I'm trying to, I'm trying to think. I don't really have. I can't think of anything right now. I mean, I know there's some that are like after the second or third time, but I'm the opposite, right? So there's some people who like. There's Christmas songs where it's a level where it's like some songs are full, just dive into Christmas. Like you get the jingle bells, you get
Right.
the like that
I'm
kind of
so glad you
Christmas.
mentioned that
It's
one.
just full. It's a classic, just classic Christmas song. And then there's people who like
You're gonna
want to
hate me
sing
here in a
normal
minute.
songs, but just like start dressing up and like start bringing out like Christmas, like start adding Christmas lyrics to the songs. I don't know how to explain it, but like you can tell it's not an original. It's not a classic. And
Right.
so I never get bored with the classics. It's all the songs that are they just start coming in like we don't need you. We don't need no one likes you.
We don't need you here. Right.
We don't need you here. Santa doesn't appreciate you.
So
So
my
and
big one,
I'm guessing
and
I'm guessing you're the opposite.
I am the opposite. So like
Oh,
I love Christmas music up to a certain point. But there's
okay.
one song that like
Okay, what
just
is it? I want
gets at me. It just
to
oh, gets at me
what?
because it's the same 20 words repeated and repeated and repeated. And then they play that song over and over again. And you just mentioned it. It's Jingle Bells. Dude, that song. Like at the beginning of Christmas time, I love it. I love that song at the beginning of Christmas time.
Classic.
I'm all about being
It's
festive and
such a
everything.
classic.
But there's just a certain point where it's like, oh, you've already played the same 20 words 37 times today, and I can't do
Yeah.
it anymore. I can't. It's a good
And
song.
then
It really is. But it's just like I said, it's jingle bells, jingle all the way. And then it, like, of course, it has a couple more words, but it's just like that is the song. The song is like a set 10 to 20 words that continues to just go over and over and over and over again.
yeah. Um yeah, I just disagree with you. I don't know what to say. Like there's no man, sorry. I was trying to look up some Christmas songs, but I mean then you have the Feliz Navidad that's on there.
That's a good one. That's a
Um
good one. I like that one.
but that's like the first non-English song that you hear as a child, in my opinion, that I can think
Right?
of. Like I can't think
Yeah,
of any
I think
other
so.
non-English songs that I um
Desposito.
yeah, but that's newer. I almost said
Just
new.
kidding.
Yeah, gosh. You know those moments when you're in that just brought me back. Like those
Right,
moments when
right.
you're in high school and like you're on the bus and you're just thinking like and somebody singing that song, man, it's like a bad hair. It's like a hairdo that when you look back in middle school or high school when you're older, you're like, why
Like
was
all
I
those people
singing
in the
that?
90s, they're like, why did I have a mullet?
Yes, yes. That's how I feel every time somebody sings that song in front of me. Like I'm like, you're
Yeah,
gonna regret that. Not now, because you're in the zone right now, but you're gonna regret that.
right.
Hopefully
You're
soon,
you're
sooner than
killing
later.
this.
Yeah. You're killing
Um,
me by singing that.
you're killing me by saying.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
the next one we have here, and I'm a guy who likes all kinds of cookies, okay? You can't really go wrong. They're cookies, right?
Yeah.
So, do you think that Santa feels the same way and he ever just gets tired of chocolate chip?
Right.
Like, do you ever think he walks in a house and is like, I can't do it. I just can't. I can't. Somebody, it's like this is the 50th house, in the last 20 seconds that I've had chocolate chip cookies at.
Yeah, so there's an actual like 100% answer to this. So there's two parts. It's a two-parted answer.
It's a
First
two-parter.
off, yeah, yeah. Everybody bakes chocolate chip cookies different. You'll see that. No matter who's like depending on the
Sure.
grandparents' house you go to, you can tell. You know. Generally, like there's some grandparents who are like more thinner cookies and like less chocolate, and then there's like the chunky cookies, like double chocolate chip,
Which
like
one do you
you
like
could
better?
oh, the double chocolate chip,
Oh yeah.
like
Oh
the
yeah.
chunks, the
Oh
chewiness,
yeah.
the
Oh
everything.
yeah.
But then you have some people who it's like a burnt disc with chocolate chip. Don't get me
It's a
wrong, I can eat a I can eat a lot of
it's
burnt
like
discs.
miniature frisbees you can throw at each other.
Yeah, it's like we have
Catch!
snowballs, like a snowball
It
fight, but
hits
it's
the
like a
wall and
disc.
like sticks in the wall. It makes a hole in the wall.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
This hangs
And people
hangs
wonder
in
why
your
they get coal for Christmas. It's like because you're giving him disc, burnt disc, like.
right?
But but don't get me wrong, I do like the burnt disc. Um, but there's all different types of chocolate chip cookies. Now that said, um, as we discussed in a previous episode, my grandparents' house has 36 different blow ups,
Yeah.
and so there's no segregation when it comes to blow ups. There's no like um, bias. Like you got a little bit of everything. You got a little bit of
Right.
everything up there.
You said even Jesus is
Um,
out there, right?
even Jesus, Jesus
Even
is out
Jesus is
there.
there.
I think Yoda makes his appearance sometimes. Like,
Yoda. Hold
yeah,
on
Yoda.
now.
I don't even like Star Wars. Hot take. I don't like Star Wars. But
I don't understand it.
so we have
No.
literally everybody out there. And so the same thing goes with the cookies. Like I mean, my grandparents' house has cookies on the plate for Santa, and it just a variety of all of them. So who's going to get most presents? I am, not you, me. So that's the two-part take. So if you put out cookies for Santa, he's going to love your cookies, but just know that Trey's getting more presents than you are because my grandparents put the work in on the blow-ups.
That's great. You get to just feed in off of your grandparents, and everybody else just has to suffer.
Yeah, yeah. See, I learned something in life. It's a great quote. This is actually, I know we joke around, but it's a great quote. If you're not smart, be around smart people. You are who you are around, right?
Sure.
So I take advantage of being around, great benefits. What can I say? If you
Exactly.
have if you
No,
have the resources, use them.
exactly. I couldn't agree more. I think it's awesome. So like I said, I've been negative now. I've told you what my non-favorite Christmas song is, and I've also told you that Santa's tired of your chocolate chip cookies, and you need to switch it up this year. But now we're gonna come through with some positive. Okay, what is the Christmas movie? What is the best Christmas movie?
Oh, Elf.
Yes,
Elf
I'm
Elf
so
is
glad you
like
said that.
80% maybe. There's another one. Again, I don't know that. We should have looked down this rundown a little bit more before we started the show. But I believe it has
We
Snow
don't prep
Miser,
here on
and
the court in the booth.
we don't prep here. It's off the cuff. It's
It's off
completely
the
off the
dome
dome.
piece.
It's
Purely
off the dome.
authentic.
Um, yeah. So I am going to look it up right now. Why not? It's my show. I can do it. The
Do
Year
whatever you
Without
want.
Santa Claus. It's a 1974 stop motion animation. The Year Without Santa Claus. You haven't seen this movie.
I have not
Um,
seen this.
yeah, it's because it's in 1974. So it's before you were born. So you shouldn't have seen it. But The Year Without Santa Claus, classic. Classic. I used to know the words because basically the whole plot of the story is. Actually, I forgot the plot of the story. Now I'm thinking about it. But
Do you need
I
to
know. I
rewatch
know.
it?
Yeah, I gotta rewatch it now. I know that it's like every Christmas story. No one believes in Santa Claus. I'm sorry to burn the bridges for people here, but every Christmas story is the same. No one believes in Santa Claus.
Or
Santa, yeah, Santa comes back and proves everybody wrong once again. Like, I mean, how many times
yet
does he have to say
again.
it? Yeah, again. Like, I mean, it's like if we create dinosaurs, like we shouldn't put them in a zoo. Why? I don't know, but it seems like that is a bad idea. So like it's the same
Right.
thing with Christmas movies. Like why would you not believe in Santa Claus when there's so many movies that have proved like you don't believe in Santa Claus, Santa proves it. If you're on the naughty list, you don't get presents. Like it's simple. Um, but at some point in the show, that's what it is. Rudolph gets lost or he gets injured or something, and he falls down in this town. In order for him to get back, they have to go to Snow Miser and Heat Miser to change the temperatures, and they have to make it to where it snows in New
Oh, I
York.
have seen that movie. I
You
have
have
seen
seen
that
that?
movie.
Yeah, they have to
I
make
know
it to
exactly what you're
where.
talking
So he
about.
goes to Snow Miser and Heat Miser, but he has to make it to where because they're fighting all the time. That's how that's how seasons go. They're fighting all the time for power. So when it can be hot, when it can be cold. So he has to. Normally it's hot in New York in the winter. I'm guessing. I mean, I don't know. It's just how the show is. And somehow he gets away. So it snows in New York. So they allow Santa Claus to get out of jail, and it's happy. Everybody gets
When
presents.
did Santa go
It,
to jail?
he went to jail for some reason. Like I don't know. I don't know. It's very dark. In the 1900s, it's like people. It was a lot darker of a time period. I just want to say,
It
if you
really
weren't born in the
was, dude.
2000s, yeah, if you weren't born in the 2000s, you're a dark person, like just in general. So, yeah.
We're,
But anyway,
we're calling out all
classic
the
movie. Obviously
1999
not classic
plus
enough
people.
because I can't. Yeah, yeah. Um, so yeah. But I would say Elf though. Elf is my number one.
Elf
It's my long
is
rant, but
a
Elf is number
Elf.
one.
There it is.
I mean, it's got everything you need. Everything you
Right.
need. Funny, classic story. Santa Claus himself is in the movie.
Himself. He speaks in it.
Himself. Yeah, he speaks. He's actually in it. Um, you have a fake Santa Claus. You have a fake Santa Claus that's in the movie.
Dude,
Smells
that
like
is
beef and
like the
cheese.
best scene of the whole movie. You smell like beef and cheese. You're not the real
Yes.
Santa Claus.
Yeah.
He smells like candy canes and rainbows. You smell like beef and cheese.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's I
Um,
have to agree with you on this one. I think Elf is by far the best Christmas movie. But I want to shed light on a movie that is not looked at as a Christmas movie, but it 100% is a Christmas movie, and it is incredible. Have you seen Why Him?
no.
Why Him?
No.
It's a movie with James
Along
Franco's
with
in
the
it.
other 95% of people watching this podcast.
Right? So it's a James Franco movie, and basically it's this dude that's like I'll just say acts like a degenerate, but he does coding for games. So like he's got all this money. He's super rich and he's a really successful video game designer, but he just like acts like an idiot 24/7. And it's hilarious. And James Franco plays that guy. But he gets together with this girl who is like at Stanford on a full ride scholarship. Her dad is her parents are like super, old fashioned and really into her education and everything. And like she ends up like leaving school and going to be with this guy. And then so basically all this happens before the movie. They tell you that and then they jump you in and the family goes to meet his name's Laird Mayhew, and they go to meet him and he just comes outside and from the beginning I can't say what he says because it's not appropriate, but he comes out. Oh, and I will say that it is not for kids, so do not show your do not show your kids if you're watching this. It is not a age appropriate movie, but it's
Or show
hilarious,
your
I'm telling you,
kids.
dude.
Show your kids. It's
Or
reality.
show your
It's
kids,
life.
I mean, sure. that too. um
Get over it.
but yeah. Right, right. But no, it's a awesome movie. I'm telling you, everybody, I 100% recommend it. Um, a lot of people see it as just like a James Franco comedy movie, and they just see it as a funny movie. And it is. It's a hilarious movie. But I will push for this till the day I die. It is a Christmas movie. Like the whole thing is based around this family gets to meet Laird at Christmas time, and they spend Christmas time together. And it's just like, it's awesome. It's a hilarious movie that I 100% recommend everyone sees. But yes, going back to my first point, which is the point you also made, Elf is awesome. I haven't watched Elf in a long time. And like a week ago, me and Nikki were on the couch and we saw Elf had just been added on HBO Max. Which, speaking of kids, life lesson here: get a good friend who has an HBO Max account and use their HBO Max account.
Big
That's what I
facts.
do. That is what I
Big
do.
facts.
Shout out to my guy Ethan Asherman on that one. But basically, we
HBO
hadn't
Max
seen it in a
sponsor us.
while. Right, right. So basically, I hadn't seen this movie. I hadn't seen it in a long time, and neither had Nikki. And we were sitting there. We were like, "Oh, like let's watch Elf." And like I watched it, and I felt like I was reliving my childhood. It was incredible. It is by far the greatest Christmas movie that I have ever seen. But with a very, I shouldn't say by far the best, because now I'm going to say that Why Him is a close second. So it's like Elf, Why Him, and then the rest of the pack's down here.
Yeah.
That's
And
that's
so
that's my Christmas
when you
movies.
say, it's funny because like Christmas movies, when you think about it, like I probably watch those more than any other movie because you watch at least once a year.
Right,
So you said you haven't seen Elf in a while. Have you
right.
went consecutive years without watching Elf?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. So that's how we officially know Wyatt Williams is a crazy person. Like he's actually
Trey goes,
his
and
opinions
I'm
don't matter
canceling this
anymore.
podcast.
Yeah.
Trey goes,
Yeah.
and I'm canceling this podcast. It is now the Trey on the Court
Yeah.
podcast.
Trey on
We're
the court
canceling off
podcast.
that
Like,
loser with the in the booth guy.
yeah, yeah. So like the fact that you don't watch it every year is harmful to
Right.
the company who made Elf.
I will start watching it every year now. That I watched it again and I remembered and realized
Ooh, the
how
Grinch is a good
funny
one too.
it is. Oh, dude, have you seen
Grinch
which
is a
Grinch are
good
you
one.
talking about? So you're talking about like the old one, the Jim Carrey one, or the newest?
Classic. The Jim Carrey one. The
Okay,
classic. We're not
okay.
talking about no
That one's
cartoon.
that one is really good. Speaking of cartoon though, have you seen the new one?
The cartoon's good. I've
Hold
seen the
on.
new one.
Me and Nikki, if you
Oh,
can still hear me,
Wyatt Williams
let's pause
surprise.
this.
By the way, I'm just gonna continue on eating beef jerky on this podcast because
Go
when
crazy.
you have your own podcast, you
Jerky.
can eat your beef jerky.
I grew up on the Jim Carrey edition of The Grinch, and it's incredible. Please don't take me wrong when I say this. But this one, me and Nikki just bought this one. It is amazing. It is so
It's
funny.
better than a Jim Carrey one. This is gonna be a hot take.
Ha,
A
man,
hot take.
you really got to stick my head out there like that, huh?
Hot take. Hot
Okay.
take
All right,
alert.
you're gonna make me do it. You're gonna make me do it. Yes.
Wow.
The Jim Carrey
Wow.
one is a extremely, and I do mean like a length of like the width of a hair close in second. Like it is like that. But yes, that one's so funny. I don't know if have you
Wow.
seen the new one?
Not enough apparently. I mean, I just know the old one's a classic.
It's
That
so good.
dog, it's like Squidward and SpongeBob. Like so relatable. That dog.
It's,
I just think
well,
about it.
in the new
Just
one,
being pushed around by society, just trying to live his own life, being pushed around by society, and then the fraction of moments where he actually gets some attention, he really puts himself out there and is successful.
Max
So,
is like always there for the Grinch too. Like he is like no matter how
mhm.
rude or mean, whatever he says, it does not matter. Max is like, and he like resembles how great that dogs are. This is why I think dogs are better than cats, like so much better than cats, because I mean, it's like look at Max. He's like always there for the Grinch. Even if he's like, hey, let's go to this town in the middle of the night and we're gonna take all these people's presents. Max did not flinch once. He was like, all right, let's do it. I'm down. Let's go.
Let's do it. We're going.
I'm pulling
It's
this
happening
sleigh.
by
So
himself.
by himself too. That is the strongest dog I've ever seen. But the new one, there's this scene, and like every comedy movie has that one, that one scene that's just like so funny, and it's like better than every other
Hmm.
scene. But all the scenes are funny, but that's like the one. It has a scene in there where like they're out looking for a reindeer, and they're walking along this trail, and the Grinch hops up on this big rock, and it reminded me honestly of SpongeBob, like just the dumb comedy that's like so
Oh yeah.
priceless and hilarious. So he hops up on this, and he's like, I'm gonna call a reindeer. He pulls out this giant call from behind him, and he lets out this giant, like crazy noise, and nothing happens. And all of a sudden, you hear you hear something like hopping. It's this goat, and it hops up next to him, and he's like, "Oh, hey there, little guy!" And it screams at the top of its lungs, and he like jumps and holds his stick out there and like points it at it, and it is, oh, dude. I'm telling you, it is like it made me cry laughing to the point where like I could not breathe, dude. I'm laughing right now because of how funny it is. Oh, I'm telling you, man. And it was like the first time I watched it, especially because like movies are still great after you watch them, but it's never really the same. That first time that you watch it, the first time you really experience it is, in my opinion, is always the best. Like you're always gonna have stuff like, like SpongeBob, and you're always gonna have stuff like Elf, where you can always rewatch it and laugh and everything. But that first laugh, the first time you actually see it, it is like it's incredible. And that movie is so good. That scene is crazy. But there you
I
go.
can see that.
Now my Christmas movie rant is over.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we have
I can see that.
we've covered we've covered it all. We've covered Christmas here. We're gonna jump into some discussion here in a minute, and when we come back, we got a lot of stuff. We're gonna talk a little about Mayfield, Kentucky, which there was a big tornado that went through there. So we'll talk about that. I feel like we talk about it every week, and I said this to you pre-show, but we're gonna do it again. We're gonna talk about Steph for a minute, okay? Don't at me. Don't at me. He's incredible. Okay, sorry. Next, we got some Pistol Pete. His Letterman jacket sold for a whopping price that I will mention later. So stay tuned for that, as well as some crazy facts about something that happened 2 years ago. So when we come back after this 1 minute break from this, how would you title it? How would you say this? I mean, it's a soothing beat, right?
Soothing beat. Like if you haven't
Soothing.
meditated today, let's all meditate together. For this 1 minute, as an on the court in the booth podcast family, we will meditate together. Christmas meditation alert. Listen to the music, meditate, calm yourself so you can release your anger, I'm sure, in the next topic.
All right. Meditation, I guess, begins now. We'll see you guys in 1 minute. Refreshed.
We're
I
back.
feel refreshed.
We're back.
Refreshed. Completely refreshed. My batteries are
Mm-hmm.
recharged now. I'm good.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Mm-hmm.
whatever I had going on before, it's over now. It's all good.
Tip for the
But
day: meditate. That is actually that actually very helpful. Very helpful. Like I said, I know we joke a lot
absolutely.
around this podcast. Meditating is actually super helpful. So if this beat, I'm not lying, it is a very, very soothing rhythmic beat.
Find a way to like get it on a
Meditate to
loop.
it. Yeah, and if you can't meditate to that, find something else to meditate to.
Absolutely. So like you said, we like to joke around here a lot and we like to, talk a lot about a lot of funny stuff, but this of course is one of those things where it's a really serious topic and it's actually something that's heartbreaking in total. You know, we didn't want to talk about it like a crazy amount, but just to kind of, be sure to send out our, condolences and prayers to everybody from Mayfield. It sucks, man. That's crazy. So I remember when I was a little kid, there was a tornado that went through Henryville, Indiana, which was like really close to where I was at the time. It was close to my grandpa's store. So
And I agree.
you know,
Before Wyatt tells you the story, before Wyatt tells you the story, that's kind of obviously we both. I have especially one friend that's super close. That's he kind of has a story correlated with some tragic events with the tornado. So it's really obviously we can't put ourselves exactly in the people's shoes who
right?
so many losses and stuff, but you know we feel it and we're there for you obviously. But go ahead.
Absolutely, absolutely. So I just remember that after the tornado, and by all means, it didn't. We were lucky that we were out of the line of that tornado. Um, but I just remember driving through the town after on the way back home and just seeing the destruction. And like I had never seen destruction like that before. I mean, like there was a bus that got picked up and thrown into a restaurant, and it was just like
Mhm.
the high school was in shambles. It was gone. And there was just debris everywhere, all over the place. Like the roads were covered in it. So it was just like, I remember seeing that. And at the time, I had never seen anything like that before. I'd never seen something come through and just mass destruction of that kind. So, to see this it's heartbreaking because it looks even worse. I mean, it is even worse. And like, I don't know, man, it's just heartbreaking to see. And yeah, prayers out to everybody that is affected by this, and our condolences are sent to you.
Yeah,
So
for sure.
now that we will move on here to, and I mentioned this earlier, we talk about it every time, but you know what? Until he stops, until he slows down, until he stops being the greatest shooter to ever pick up a basketball, we can't stop talking about him because he's incredible. There's no other way to explain Stephen Curry. And it was um, Tuesday night while playing the New York Knicks. Stephen Curry is the official 3-point king. I'm gonna move my camera here. I'm missing half my face. Steph Curry is now the official 110% 3-point king, and in my in my opinion, if it hadn't already solidified his legacy as the greatest shooter to ever pick up a basketball, this has to, because nobody's ever hit
Yeah.
this many threes ever, and especially in the time duration that he did it, nobody's even come remotely close. So
Right.
yeah, he broke the 3-point record, which it speaks volumes to who he is as a player, and it speaks volumes to the way that he is, just completely changed the NBA from what it once was. And there was a really cool moment where once he had first broke it, he kind of got a little emotional for a minute, because I'm sure that's like a surreal feeling, because every kid, and I'm not an athlete, but I've got dreams and aspirations and everything too. Every kid wants to accomplish, everybody, not just kid, everybody wants to accomplish their dreams. Everybody wants to do something great, leave a legacy, leave their handprint behind for generations behind them. And to say that this guy has done everything involved with that would be an understatement. He's incredible. So, like I said, until he slows down and until he stops, on the court in the booth is going to have some Steph Curry talk.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
your reaction to the 3-point record?
Um. No, I completely agree. It's he. It was such. He's such a good shooter that like old heads discuss. We talk a lot about old heads and how like they don't. It's hard for them to let go of things, and it's the same thing with Steph shooting. Or no, sorry. That's one of the only things that it's different with Steph shooting. He's that good of a shooter that like even old heads are like, okay, I've never seen somebody come close to what
Right.
he's doing. Um,
Nobody ever debates on him if you've noticed that. Like there's
no
always
one,
an
no
MJ
one, no
LeBron
one ever
debate.
debates.
Right. It's
Right.
just it's done with Steph. Nobody debates
It's
that.
yeah, no one debate. And so, and the crazy thing is, I was listening to JJ Redick a little bit. He has his own podcast. And he's talking about like years down the road, people are going to break that record. You know what I mean?
Right.
There are going to be people who are going to break that record. But the crazy thing about him is, you know, we were saying he's the best shooter ever before he broke the record. Personally, I don't think this does that much for him. I mean, I think obviously Solidify just adds to his list of
Right.
accomplishments, not only as a champion but as a shooter in general. And when you look at, like what was his father known for? Shooting. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So like he has a shooting family, and like for him to break that record, like you can see that why it's emotional for him. Um, but yeah, no, obviously I thought it was a real thing, and like if he ever released, like he's one of the one guys, um, that like if they released a book, I would buy their book. Like if he
Oh, for
released, like
sure.
I always want like especially when it comes to basketball, obviously, but like things things in life that you really want to learn about. I know they have like he has his own masterclass now. Masterclass not a sponsor for us, but needs to be. But he has his own masterclass. But like he needs like honestly a book to talk about like I always get those type of people like how did he get to where he's at because he shoots different than everybody else. We talked about it in previous podcasts. Like his warm up's different than everybody else. He's shooting the ball. He's not always holding his follow through. It's
Right.
he just shoots it so different. Like when he touches the ball, it's different from everywhere else. Like anybody else. And he's a obviously all NBA ball handler. He's an all NBA passer. There's some things on the court that he does that like he's a professional at as well. I mean, obviously he's a professional, but he's actually really good at a lot of other aspects at his game. And sometimes they get
Right.
overlooked because how good he is at shooting. But it's just that like his ability to shoot the basketball is something that I've never it's really just unreal. And like I would like a book to see like what he's thinking about or like kind of just what his mindset is. Because to be honest, like from the outside it looks like he almost lucked into it, to be honest with it. To be honest with you. And like
Right.
not lucked into the part where it's like obviously he put a lot of work into it. He knows obviously what to do. His father wasn't, but if you look at his like form and you compare it to his dad's form, you compare it to his brother's form, like they're different. Everybody shoots different. And to me, he shoots so much different than anybody that I've seen, if that makes sense. Um,
Right. Right. Everything different is a perfect word for him because
yeah,
it's like everywhere he goes and everything he does, he's different about it, and everybody is left differently because of it. So, like,
right.
we mentioned this many times, and like I said, I don't mean to keep reverting
And it's a
back to this, but
feeling.
it's just like, right, right. But he's going to leave the NBA when he retires in a different NBA than what it was before he came in, a
Right.
completely different league. So,
Yeah.
like, he is different, and everything. Different is a perfect word for him. We've never seen anything like
Mhm.
this before. He is different, and everything about him and the impression that he leaves on everybody else, they are different because of it. In some way, they change. You know what I mean? In
Mhm.
some way, everything else he's been involved in. I mean, you can even look at it from a perspective of before the NBA. I mean, Dave. I'm not trying to throw shots at anybody at Davidson here when I say this, but what was Davidson basketball before Steph Curry? And even since then, they haven't been to the level that he brought them to. So it's
No.
just like everywhere he's gone, he's been a difference maker. And like I said, I'm not but in any way trying to throw shots at Davidson or their basketball program by any means, because if we played one on one, they would anybody, the worst player on their bench would kill me. So, but yeah, he's just Different, different.
It's
That's
funny
the
you
perfect
mentioned
way
that
to
because I
express
really
it.
like, especially when Steph was at Davidson, I really kind of like their coach and their concept their coach is talking about. That's another, that's another day, another story. But some of the things that he talked about, like, and how he approached the game, again, I wonder, like, does that affect his mindset towards shooting the ball? Because it's all the little things. It's all little things
Right.
from how you're raised to how you're. He just has so much confidence, and one of the things that PJ, he's obviously uh, an old player that played at Purdue. Shouldn't say he's not that old, obviously, but I think he's the director of player development here at Purdue. But he was just talking about um, even Steph when he was breaking this record before he shot, he kind of got. And I agree with him. It's like a little bit like almost a second thought whether he should shoot the ball. I don't know how to describe it. When you're a shooter and like basketball and you watch basketball a lot, you can tell it's a hesitation before you shoot. And from somebody that like for so much of, my life that I've seen him like he comes off of screens and he's shooting the ball. Like there is zero hesitation. Like when I mean zero, like zero whether he's going to shoot the ball or not. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like it's just when he
Pure
shoots,
confidence.
it's yeah, pure confidence. Like I'm going to shoot the ball and it's going to go in, like 100%. Like there's no other, nothing else going on in my head. And when he was breaking the record, there's a couple of moments where like, and it's very slight. It's very slight. Where he hesitated a little bit, and like for somebody, obviously, like I said, we talk about him a lot on this podcast, but for somebody who um, just seems so unreal because when I watch like LeBron James, like for somebody I'm 6'9", so I'm just as tall, and not obviously not everybody's gonna be 6'9". There's a very small percentage of people that are 6'9", but
I'm
like
not
when I watch
6'9".
LeBron, yeah, yeah,
What?
um, but there are some certain physical things that I can describe and like I can, or Jordan or something like that. Like there's certain physical attributes that are, natural and God gifted to him, but like I can still personally describe like what makes him able to do some of the things he can do, if that makes sense. Steph's not
Right.
like that to me. Like he just seems like somebody I can't even just describe him. And for like me to see him, like even him hesitate at some moments when he's breaking this record, it shows you to him like how important that record was. And to
Right.
me,
Right.
like how he's still human.
Well,
Like he's not an
speaking of
alien.
in right. Well, speaking of inhuman, an inhuman number here. Pistol Pete, his Letterman jacket at LSU has just sold, and when I saw the price of this, like you see sports memorabilia go for big prices sometimes, like especially sports cards right now. You see a Luka Doncic card that was a rookie card that you maybe bought for $30 is now worth $800 or a
Mm-hmm.
$1,000, right? Um, Pistol Pete's Letterman jacket just sold for $117,000.
Mm-hmm.
$117,000. That is crazy. And like I'm all about like, sports memorabilia and stuff. So the question that I wanted to ask, would you pay $117,000 for a piece of sports memorabilia? And I'm talking about like any piece. Like let's say a basketball that Steph Curry hit his first three-pointer on, or a ball that, MJ's first dunk, that ball. Some
You're right.
some crazy piece of sports memorabilia. Would you and I'm
So
saying like
me,
it
no.
you
Personally,
what?
me, no. I think for this exception, to me, that's actually a low price.
Really? What do you think it
Mm-hmm.
should like what is the,
Oh,
general area you're
I don't know.
thinking?
I don't know what it's. I don't know what it's. What it should be or shouldn't be. I know
Come on,
NFTs
get
are
out
going
your
for more.
Beckett book.
Yeah,
Let's see here.
NFTs are going for more than
Price
that
this.
right
Come
now.
on.
Um, but like for somebody who, if you're a true basketball fan, you know who Pistol Pete Maravich was. Like,
Right.
you know his upbringing. Kind of his, you know, from modern standards, you would say abusive father. I don't know if Pete Maravich ever said that, but somebody who was kind of crazy and making his son as good as he could be, and going to that extra extent of being as good as he can be. And then you look at college, like he has the record for amount of points in college, and it's not close. And he didn't have a 3-point line. Like I think he averaged like 44 in college or something like that. And
Crazy.
like yeah, like he was such a like I almost wish I was, you know, back there during those times.
To just
Um,
see it.
to just see that. Yeah.
Have you
Yeah.
seen,
Because I've
and
seen
I
some
call
really
it,
good I've seen some really good basketball players, but I mean there's no one in college averaging 44. Like to see, and obviously like I said, it's a different game, it's a different time, we talk about that a lot, but I can't imagine somebody consistently scoring at that level.
and you got to think that's his average. So he had nights that were like
Yeah.
better than that.
And
That's just
44
the
guys,
middle
that may
ground.
be a made up number. Keep in mind, it is 12:23 a.m. right now. So like we could completely be talking about made up numbers right now. In fact, we're gonna search it up right here. Pistol
Here we go.
Pete
Look it up.
college.
While you're looking it up, I'll,
Uh,
I'll ask you this: have you seen the, and I consider it the greatest pass in NBA
wow.
history? Have you? What was it?
Listen, I mean, I promise I did not search this up. 44 points a game. Exactly.
There you go. All right,
I mean, what can I say? I mean, I deserve an award for that.
you do.
Yeah, yeah. My own award, the On the Court in the Booth podcast. What did I say last episode? I'm basically a fortune teller. Let's bring that back. Okay, I'm basically a fortune teller. I was right again, but no, on the real here, Pistol, for somebody to score at that level in college, and some of the stories that you heard, whether it's like him going to Carnival, and you know, I don't know if you've ever seen Thunderstruck, but almost doing a reenactment of that scene, but in real life, where he's just nailing shot after shot after shot, and like
Right.
breaking the Carnival
That's
game.
another throwback. I'm glad you said that.
Yeah,
Thunderstruck is so oh my
that is a
gosh.
throwback. That's long
Dude,
way.
I
Thunderstruck.
forgot about that movie.
Yeah, yeah.
That's where like the whole
A lot
hard
of people
work
haven't
beats
seen
talent
that.
when talent cares. What?
I said no. I'm saying a lot of people haven't seen that, but yeah, it's a good movie.
That is a great movie. Because the kid like could not shoot to save his life, and he touched the basketball at the same time that Kevin Durant did. And Kevin said, "What was it? Hard work beats talent." When what is it?
And talent fails to work hard.
Yeah. So that was kind of where that famous phrase from Kevin started, and he said it, and then Kevin's like basketball skills transfer through the basketball to this unathletic kid that can't even make the JV team, and then he walks out there and then just goes crazy. Like he walks in the middle of practice and's like, "Coach, let me see the ball." And this kid just like starts balling out. I mean, he's got Kevin Durant's skills, so you automatically know like this kid's clearly a freak. And Kevin gets his skills. So Kevin's like forgetting how to shoot a basketball. He's like chicken winging it
Airballing.
and like right,
Yeah,
right. Oh, that movie is so good. I am so
yeah.
glad you reminded me. I need to find
It's a
that
good movie.
movie and
Huh?
watch that again. That's a good movie.
Okay, listen. It is a like if you saw the Rotten Tomatoes review, it'd probably be a 2 on that movie. Okay, it is
Oh, for
actually a
sure.
bad movie. It is a very it's a cult classic though. I guess that's
We're
what we're
looking
saying.
it up.
It's a cult. We're looking it
Thunderstruck,
up. We're looking it up.
Rotten
We have
Tomatoes.
no yeah Rotten Tomatoes. You guys are just gonna have to deal with it. You can look it up, if you want, and you can tell us the answer.
Oh, dude.
What is
It's,
it?
it's a 27. Oh.
Yeah, yeah.
Hey,
So I'm
here we
saying,
go. Here we
two out
go.
of ten.
But the
Totally get it.
audience gives it a 70.
Yeah, you could tell that. I mean, you could tell it was that type of movie. Now, but even like me in the audience, I
Yeah.
could tell. Yeah, that movie sucked, but it was good though. But it was good. Some foods you eat, you're like, that sucks, but it's like really good. Like
Right.
that's the movie. So
Yeah, that movie is really good. I completely forgot about that till you said that. But have you seen his pass? And like I said earlier, I consider this the greatest pass in NBA history, where He's running. He's in like the he's behind the half court line, headed in the other direction, and he is running to the right side of the court. And there's a defender coming to cut him off. He turns and throws the ball behind his back, all the way up the court between like three defenders, and his like uh like his teammate catches it and lays it up. Have you seen that?
I'm sure it's in the distant memories of my mind, but I mean
It
it's
was
probably
it was
black and white
on
film. I can't think of it right now, but I'm
right. It was whenever I had first saw it. It was on the post um about him and stuff. But yeah, I mean, he was a lot of people like to mention his 44 points, but like the guy was a freakish passer, like
yeah, no, he could
ridiculous
do he
passer.
could do almost he could do anything with the basketball. And his father, and it's how much again, we talk about this a lot, but and we've been saying that a lot. How much his father instilled kind of confidence, like almost a psychotic confidence inside of him. Like how much of basketball is a mental game. He had zero fear. If you want to talk about somebody who had zero fear on the court, he had zero fear. Like
Right,
the ultimate green light to do whatever. And so being able to again another person that I can see like being able to see him kind of just have that ultimate green light, like that would be cool. Because you don't get that type of green light unless you're in the backyard with your friends. You know what I mean? Like you don't get to
right.
see that green light in an NBA game, in a college game. So if you guys don't know who Pete Maravich is, go look him up. It'll be well worth it to say the least. But to answer your a
Absolutely.
question at the beginning, yeah, to me that's a low price. I would have thought it'd be in the millions, to be honest.
Really? So you think it's like
Yeah,
low, like way, way too
like
low?
really low. Yeah, yeah.
Okay, I like it. Hey, I'm not gonna sit here and disagree with you because I could see a piece of memorabilia going for a high price like that. What was it?
I mean, because
And
I'm saying Michael Jordan rookie card. What does that go for?
well, the last time I checked, and I could be way off on this now, but the last time I checked, the Jordan Fleer rookie card, which is like his famous rookie
Graded
card,
10. Yeah,
graded 10, was going for like $250,000 the last time I checked.
yeah, yeah. So it's
That's
hard to
insane.
obviously
Piece
compare
of cardboard.
memorabilia,
A
but
piece
yeah,
of
for
a
sure. I
piece
mean, you
of
got a
cardboard.
Letterman jacket. Is it a college one or a high school
Yeah,
one?
it's his LSU Letterman jacket.
Yeah. Oh, for sure, for sure.
Which okay,
I don't
don't
see
don't
how. And his dad coached him, if I'm not correct, or if not mistaken,
I
at
don't know. I
LSU.
I could see it. I
There's no way they could be less than $1 million.
I didn't know
That's a
that
steal.
colleges gave out Letterman jackets. I thought that was a high school thing.
Mm-hmm.
I had
Yeah, it's a
no
college
clue.
one.
Do
Yeah.
you do you have a Letterman jacket?
No, I think you get them. You get them later on in your kind of tenure at
Oh,
your
that's right.
college.
That's
I
right. Yeah, yeah.
believe
Because
so.
you got to play a certain amount of quarters to get one, right? Isn't there
So,
like a rule? I know in high school
and
that's the way it is.
I'm not a Letterman jacket expert by any means, but
Right.
from high school, like I think you get them like maybe the end of your junior year or something, and then
Okay.
but whenever you like pass something or whatever, like you get something to put on your Letterman jacket.
Did they give
If
you
I'm not
one for your
mistaken.
1,000th point in high school? Did they give one for that? Because I remember they like most places will stop the game and give out a basketball. Like Kennedy Striverson got
Yeah,
her 1,000 point. They stopped the game, gave her a basketball.
really. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Good for her. Trying to think what else. Lost my frame of mind here. Um, but no, yeah. No, I remember the 1,000 point basketball, but I don't know if they put anything for a Letterman jacket or anything. To be honest with you,
So our last topic of discussion before we go into some Christmas would you rather. Can you believe that 2020 started almost 2 years ago?
I actually
Like
can. It's
that
been long for
is.
me.
Oh, you can.
Yes, I can.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
okay.
we're opposites here.
Go ahead.
Yeah,
Okay, okay.
we
Go
don't
ahead. Go
agree on
ahead.
everything, fellas.
Yeah. See, we don't agree on it.
Yeah, we don't agree on everything. We're not the same.
I
Wyatt
I
doesn't
actually
copy
hate I
me.
actually hate Trey. I actually hate Trey.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. We don't. We just do it. This is all fake. Like we're not friends on the. As soon as this podcast is over, we don't talk ever.
No, we just turned it off. We just turned it
So
off.
turn it off. Yeah, yeah.
I yeah, as soon as it's over, I just hit end recording and I export it over and that's it. We just hang up,
Mm-hmm.
don't talk.
Mm-hmm.
But okay, so you can believe it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I am like shocked at that. Like it feels like last week the world shut down. Like I feel like that was like not actually last, but like I feel like that feels to me like the world shut down 6 months ago. 6 months. That's it. Tops.
Yeah,
And
I don't
I've
know.
gone through a senior year of high school since then, finished my junior year, and started a freshman year in college. I've done all that since, and I swear to you, it only feels. And I've been down in Florida for almost 6 months, and
Yeah.
yeah, I would say like for time in my head, it feels like I swear to you, man, like six. It feels like less than a year. I would say like extended maybe 9 months, but it doesn't even feel like it's been a year for me. I don't know why. I just
Yeah.
like Kobe passing away, all that stuff that happened like in January, right as soon as 2020 had started. That's how we should have known that 2020 was screwed. When Kobe died, that's what we should have known. Like, oh god, the world's coming down.
See, I didn't have that. I didn't have that same. This is gonna surprise a lot of you guys. I didn't have that same thing for Kobe. Like
Really,
a lot of people think we're like super connected with him,
I was.
in
I
that way, and I just
I
wasn't.
I immediately like. So I remember I was sitting in my bed. I had just woke up. It was like it was a Saturday morning, I think, something like that. I had just woke up. I was at home and I saw something on my phone, but it was TMZ. So I was like, like, I don't know. But I started to get worried. I was like, oh, Jesus, this is for real. Like, so Kobe is like, I am a huge sports fan. Like, I'm a big basketball fan. I'm a big football fan, but like, I love sports in general. I don't know what it is about athletes competing, just like my mind loves it. So the statistic behind it, literally everything that goes into it. I mean, we've sat here and had conversations about it where like we can talk about like anything you want to talk about. Analytics, of course you got to explain a little bit with the X's and O's stuff to me. But like, we can sit here and have these conversations. I love sports like from the beginning of my life I fell in love with sports. And Kobe is just one of those guys that was like I remember I watched so LeBron was like the first basketball player that I fell in love with, but Kobe was a very, very, very close second. And I remember my first memory of Kobe was him beating the Celtics and jumping on the scorer's table and going like this. And the confetti was just showering down on him. And like I just remember being in awe of that guy, being like, dude, that is like crazy. And so it tore me, dude. It broke me. So then, all the reports started filing in, and then ESPN announced it, and I started crying, dude. Like I'll admit it right here, I'm ready to start crying right now. But like,
Yeah, a lot of
it
that's a
tore me up, dude.
yeah. I almost felt bad that like I'm not sure when I don't know. Like it just seems like, and to be honest, like if that would have been LeBron, if that would have been like
Dude, that
you
would
know
have if it was
some of the
LeBron.
stars today, because to me Kobe was at a time where Kobe's a weird time slot for me. I didn't follow him as much as a lot of people did because when I was growing up, I didn't care about anybody but Michael Jordan. I wanted to be, what I considered to be the best. I watched Space Jam every Saturday, Sunday night, like put that thing in and visualize like
That's the trick, people.
being
You want to play Division 1 basketball, you want to be 6'9" and be
yeah,
a basketball star that jumps out of the gym. Watch Space Jam every single Saturday and Sunday through your childhood.
yes, exactly. But just being I don't know, just being at that level, just watching Space. I mean, if you've seen Space Jam, you know the whole, the
Right.
original one, the whole kind of story behind it. But and so like I had hundreds of Michael Jordan basketball cards. Like I just his bar that he rose and the way that the old heads at the time, the people that were talking about him, like it inspired me. So like if that would have happened to him, like I would have been, you know, I'd have been a little bit more freaked out, I guess. Or LeBron, but like he was in a weird position because then he wasn't new enough. like LeBron was, to where I could really, feel connected almost to him in that way. Um, so I'm not gonna say like when it hit me, I was like, man, it's a legend, basketball legend just died. Like it sucked,
Right.
obviously. You never want to, you never want to see that happen, especially in the way that it did. And then you see obviously his daughter died, and um, the other people that were also in the you know in the accident. And so that
It's
was obviously
tragic.
very saddening. Yeah, tragic, but um, yeah, it didn't affect me from a sports fan as much as a lot of other people it affected.
Absolutely. I mean, I could see it. I could see. I know there was a lot of people who I was doing a radio show at the time with my high school, and I remember like it was like a split room. Like we were designing our show for that day, and we were trying to figure out like should we talk about it? Should we not talk about it? Like what should we do? Because our show was called like Highlander Sunrise, so it was more like a people. It was a morning show that people get their day started with. It's like a happy go lucky thing. But at the same time, Kobe was such a big person to us that like we kind of wanted to include it, but like I said, at the same time, we were like skittish of it because we didn't want to, cross any boundaries. So we ended up talking about it a little bit, and then getting back to other stuff as the show went on. But yeah, it's definitely a tough topic that a lot of people. That's the other thing too. A lot of people feel so differently about it. Have you noticed that?
Everybody that I've talked to, it's just been so emotional and so personal
Oh,
for
you
them.
think so?
To be honest. Well, I mean, I don't. Those are just the people that I've talked to it about it. But
Sure,
yeah,
absolutely.
like I haven't.
Well,
I honestly haven't met somebody like me where it's been like you know super non impactful like at to my level. To be honest.
sure. Well, we are going to head to a 1 minute break. We're going to close off on that real quick. And when we come back, we've got some Christmas would you rather to throw at you
Hmm.
guys. Some really
Closing off with
awesome stuff.
Christmas.
Exactly. Closing it off with Christmas because, well, take it back. We'll make that announcement later. So we will see you guys in 1 minute. And welcome back. We're here for some Christmas would you rather, and we're just going to jump right into it. So, the first question here for you, Trey. I'll ask you the questions. You go first, and I'll follow it up. Would you rather eat cookies or candy canes for the next 6 months?
Cookies.
And I'm talking like Christmas
Not even.
cookies.
Oh. So not the chocolate chip ones?
No, 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 like yeah, okay. We'll say chocolate. We'll say chocolate chips. Like whatever you would leave out for Santa. How about that? That's what we'll say.
Oh, for sure.
You're taking
Chocolate
cookies.
chocolate chip cookies over candy canes? We're joking
Yeah.
here, right?
No. Okay, we'll switch it up then. We'll do like Christmas to decorated cookies. How about that?
Okay.
That way we
Yeah.
make it a little more of a decision.
Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, if you didn't pick cookies for the last one, like you're actually mentally insane. Like there's something wrong with you.
Right.
Um, Candy canes. Whew.
Do you like candy canes?
I'd still pick the. I mean, they're fine, but it's just like candy canes. When I'm eating a candy cane, you get the people who put it in. It's just kind of a weird shape. It's kind of, do you hook it in your mouth? Do
Right.
you
It's
go
kind of.
from the
I
other
see what you're
side?
saying. I see what you're saying.
Some people make the point. They gnaw it between your teeth. I call it the insta cavity when they people start
Yes,
doing that.
yes.
Um,
Like they make it like where it's like a little like knife almost.
it's a
Like it's a
knife. Yeah,
dart. Like I
yeah.
used to be, I
It's a
really,
dart.
dude. You used to be like sitting in elementary class, and the kid next to you be like, holding it, like, oh, chill, man, calm down. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
don't
Chill.
poke me.
Yeah. Um, it's interesting to see where that guy always ends up. So I'm still taking the sugar cookie though. The Christmas cookie. I mean, cookies are
Still
just
going
good, man.
cookie?
Cookies are good.
Oh,
Cookies are really, really good.
they
I
are
mean, candy
good.
cane to me, like every time I'm eating a candy cane, I just feel like it. First off, is an oversized mint, and I'm just like, how? Think about it. It's a peppermint. It's just an oversized peppermint. Like, eat
It
a
is.
peppermint. What's wrong
Eat a
with you? Why do
peppermint.
you
I
have to
like
make
it.
it in a
You're right.
cane shape? What
Sure.
is up? Can anybody figure out? I know we have this like this straw kind of candy cane looking thing, and I'm thinking of a barbershop pole, but like
Oh,
anything
you mean like down?
else,
Like, oh wait, hold on. Down there, that way.
yeah, yeah,
This
right
bot. Yeah, right below you. This way. Go that way more.
there,
Yeah, there we go. Yes, that thing.
there we go, right here. Um, yeah, like it's an oversight. Like, why would you just eat a normal mints are so much better, and you don't feel like you're going to get cavities, cavities after you finish eating,
Right.
and you
Okay.
just feel like there's so much sugar. I don't like that feeling. I'd rather just eat a cookie. I'm not saying cookies are healthier. I'm just saying the deliciousness factor, the everything, cookies all the way.
Well, I was gonna take chocolate chip cookies, but since we moved it to the Christmas cookies, those sometimes just like man, I feel like I taste those
Oh,
sometimes they're
bro.
just stale. Like
Oh
the
man,
box,
I'd rather have the
you know the
stale ones. I'd rather have the
the
stale ones
box
than the
of them that
candy
like your
cane.
like the box of them that like your grandma always has that like there's like a divider in it where like it has
Yeah,
either
my grandma,
popcorn or it has
my
like
grand.
cookies.
Oh yes, yeah, I do
You know
know
what
what you're
I'm
talking about.
talking
Yes,
about? Those
yeah,
cookies are so
yeah. Where
stale.
do you get
Ooh.
those? Where do you get
Right.
those
Where do
at?
you buy
Where do
those?
you buy those?
Exactly.
Is that an internet thing? Like, where do those
I
come
have,
from?
dude, I have no clue.
It
I
can't
have
be an
not a
online thing.
single
There has to
clue.
be a secret society of grandmas who just go to the same place and make these bins full of popcorn and like
And
stale
cookies.
cookies.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes. I so those the first thing I thought of when I said Christmas cookies was those. So
And
automatically
I
I'm
figured
like,
that's what you
oh, give me
meant
the
because,
candy
like,
cane. Give me the candy cane.
and for the people who don't like chocolate, like, we're just moving on from there. I can't speak to you. Don't watch it.
Right.
Don't subscribe to this podcast. Don't sponsor us. Don't do any of that. Um,
We, it's our entire
we don't
sponsor
need your
list is like
support.
Ghirardelli,
You
like
bring our image
Hershey,
down. Yeah,
right?
yeah. Um, but no, and I think as soon as you put the Santa Claus or the Rudolph on your cookie, it makes it stale. Like, you automatically get a 30% more stale. You know what I'm talking about? Think about all the Christmas cookies you've had. Whenever they have
Oh,
had Santa Claus or Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer on it, it's been stale. 100% of
you're
the time.
100% correct.
Overcooked,
Yes.
stale.
Oh, yes. But oh, yeah, I'm gonna have to go candy cane on that one. So for our next one, and this is
Hold
pretty
on, hold on,
interesting,
hold on. I'm sorry. For 6 months?
yeah, for 6 months.
Oh my god. Dude, that's a struggle. Candy cane for 6 months?
You're gonna have cavities, like 100%. You are gonna have cavities. It's a guarantee.
100%.
It's
I am not a dentist, but I do not recommend that.
right.
Yeah.
And just like that, we have got our quote of the day.
Hey, 1 hour and 14 minutes in.
I'm
We were getting
I'm not
scared.
a
Listen.
dentist, but I
Listen.
but I don't
The on the court
recommend
in the
that.
booth subscribers, fans, family. Really, it's all of you guys. Um,
Oh,
If you guys were wondering, like, where is the quote of the day? When is it going to happen? Trust me, in 90 minutes, I will say something. And again, Wyatt Williams never fails. He never puts my TKR at the end.
I know, dude. I just took it down for that reason and put it back up,
So angry. Yeah, I'm not a dentist,
dude.
but I don't recommend that.
Oh,
100%. Yeah. Wow.
as soon
Wow.
as you said that, I was like, yes,
Yeah, it's quote of the day.
yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm
so
sorry, but listen, at this point, it may just have to be my quote of the day. I mean, it's been what?
Trey's
Every
quote.
show
Yeah,
it's been mine.
we've had
Yeah.
quite a few on here.
Yeah. Yeah. Um but
This has
yeah,
got
I
to be
mean, I'm
my
just
favorite.
thinking like cuz how long does it take to eat the average candy cane?
I don't know. I'm feel like it depends on the size too, because
An
like you get the
hour?
little ones,
Say an hour?
huh?
Are you that guy?
No,
You that
no,
guy who's like
no.
licking the
I was
candy
I say
cane.
say like it depends. Like you get like the little ones, and you get like the ones that are like this tall. You know what I mean? Like
Dude.
so we're talking
You
about the
know the
ones that are
people
like
I'm
this tall,
scared
right?
of? It's the people there's a certain like, it's like there's a I don't know what to describe. Like there's a good middle to there's the people who, lick the candy cane and there's the people who bite the candy cane.
I bite it.
Yeah, yeah. So you bite it. So it's like four bite. You're a four biter. You're a four bite candy cane guy. Wow,
Especially the
wow.
tiny ones,
See,
dude. I take the tiny ones and
the
just put
tiny
it
ones are
like
fine. Those don't count. But like if you have one of those big candy canes, like, and you bite that, like that's scary. Those are the people I'm scared of. I'm scared of you. The fact that you do that. You bite the
I
ends
know
off.
I do. I
Like,
do.
oh man.
I do. I see. I hold it. I keep it in the wrapper because you have to keep it in the wrapper. People who just take it out because like your hands get sweaty, and then it sticks to your hands, and you're sticky. Dude,
See,
I
I don't
hate
have that
sticky.
problem because I eat sugar cookies.
Right.
Yeah,
So
I
our
when somebody
next,
offers me a candy cane, sometimes I say no. I don't ever do that with sugar
really,
cookies. That's my last comment on it. I'm sorry. I don't like
you're
candy
good.
canes. What can I say?
Yeah, I see it.
I hate candy
Our
canes.
our our next one.
I don't like them.
Would would you rather? And this is one that you came up with before this. Would you rather get
Oh,
no presents, or every person you got a present from, you have to take a picture with them and thank them in person?
so really, this stems from my personal experiences. It's not so much a selfish thing as much as it is I hate being the center of attention. I hate it. And I know last time we talked about the Santa's lap story, um, which is, automatically sounds very weird, but I just there's something about getting a present where you're the center of attention and like
Right.
then you have to, I don't know. Like somebody hands you your presents, it's like, oh, who got it for you? Then you're looking at them, then you're opening up the present, then you're looking at them, and you're like, what you have the present, and it's like something that you told them that you wanted to begin with, you know, and it's like, yes, that's what I really wanted, and of course that's what you really wanted because that you told them that's what you wanted because they
Right.
always ask you,
He just leaves that
and then
like
so like,
awkward space of
yeah,
like,
yeah.
it's
So then they're like,
exactly what
really?
I
That's what you
asked
wanted?
for.
And you're like, yeah, see, I sent it to you on text message. Say, of course that's what I wanted. Like,
I sent you a
and
picture
so,
of it
but
and everything. You not remember?
you can't, right, right. And so, then you're like, like, thanks. Like, thank you. Then you're, giving people hugs, you're taking pictures, and it's like, it's just such an awkward situation. I'd rather just skip the whole thing, not get a present, and go off my day.
Oh, I I would have to say the other way around because I like, and not just for me, but like I love giving gifts too. So like I don't know. I would stomach it to keep getting and giving the gifts. I would stomach the pictures with every single gift and thanking on every single gift.
See, I can
But
give a gift. I don't like giving a gift either because then it's like, there's something about like, like somebody else telling thank you to you, you just kind of, I don't know. I don't know. I don't like attention
You
being
don't like
brought
the
to
whole
me.
situation in general.
In general, yeah. I don't like
Trey
it.
says,
I think
"Bring
Christmas
Jesus, not
I
presents, to Christmas."
yeah, bring Jesus, not presents. Um I don't think I mean, what are we actually doing when it comes to Christmas? Like, why don't you just go buy your own presents?
Oh, like you're saying, like everybody gives each other money and you go out and get whatever you want?
Well, that's what ends up happening anyways. With me, it's like because then you're so with Christmas you're in such an
Are you
awkward
the guy who like
situation
returns
with
everything?
oh, I am not that guy. I'm
Oh, okay.
not
I thought
that
you were
guy.
saying like you're the guy who returns it, gets the receipts, and then spends the money elsewhere.
Yeah.
I was like, I would
Um
feel way too
no,
bad to
I
do
just
that.
say like when people ask I either say nothing like I mean I genuinely want like to me I already have everything that I need. Like I'm in a such you know I'm thankful to be in a situation where I literally don't need anything else. Like everything I want out of life is intangible, not
Sure.
not a physical object. Um, and so like there's nothing really that I want per se, but like some people like they have to give you something. They just have it's
Right.
Christmas, they have to give you something. So I end up always saying money, and like the thing about money is like you know somebody gives you $200 for Christmas, and that's a huge Christmas present. But like, what are you gonna do? Give them a 50 back? You know what I mean? Like it's just a weird
Right.
situation. What if you give them 300 back? Then they feel bad.
Oh, so you're saying like
So
the
it's just such a
competition factor.
weird
I'm that guy.
it's a competition factor, and it's like it's just buy your own presents. Buy your own presents. Give yourself a
See,
day on Christmas to be like, you know what? I'm not gonna feel guilty to go to the store and buy something that I really want. Like I think, let's all do that. Instead of
so
having
basically,
to
Black Friday number two. You want all of the chaos in this to flock back to the store a second
well no,
time.
I just want people to be families to be kind of like let's get something either for the family or for myself that's not
Sure.
that's not something we necessarily need, but that's just enjoyable.
Sure.
Let's do that for Christmas instead of having like on Christmas it's a holiday, it's got so many meanings behind it. Like I don't want to have to think about, I'm going to be, buying this person this gift and this is how much it costs and this is going to this is what it's going to thing plus the pictures and like it's just too much, it's way too much. Like I don't want to give anybody anything and I don't want them to give me anything. I just want free reigns to go to the store and buy stuff myself.
And just go crazy. I love it.
Yeah.
But so our next would you rather. And this is one that both of us were kind of like, "Oh, what do we pick here in the beginning whenever we went over it?" Would you rather ride in Santa's sleigh or take a ride on the Polar Express?
So you're gonna have to update me. What is the Polar Express again?
It's like you remember the kids movie where like there's the
I know
train,
they
like
were.
Tom
I
Hanks
know
plays
it was.
the
I know it was a
"Ooh,
Christmas
we
movie with
got
a
it, hot,
train and
hot."
kids got on it, but I don't know anything else.
So it's like it's this journey basically this kid goes on where he's trying to like get a present. I haven't seen it in so long either. But like it's just a cool thing where like everybody gets on this train and it goes to the North Pole, but they go on this like crazy adventure too. And it's all, and in the end he ends up seeing Santa and talking to him in person and all that stuff. And then, you know, but I don't know, it's like there's a you gotta there's a certain thing about how you get to get the ticket click. That's a part of it. Like there's a hot chocolate scene where they sing hot chocolate and bring out hot chocolate to everybody. And there's like
Oh
a
yeah,
scene that's like where the train derails and goes across the lake on ice and makes it across or something like that. Like I don't know. Have you seen it?
I've seen it, but it has been
It's been a
admittedly
long
so
time since I've seen it
long that
too.
I just don't. I mean, I just know they're kind of on a train. I mean, all the parts
Basically,
you
would
mentioned,
you
like
rather ride
I think about. It.
Basically, would you
I
rather
just
ride
I
in Santa's oh, sorry, go ahead.
no,
Sorry.
no, 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 no. I'm just thinking like I think that um I just couldn't miss out on the like actually thinking about it more now. I couldn't miss out on the opportunity to go on Santa's sleigh. You can't
Yeah,
miss out on that. You've heard,
it's true.
you know, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer for so long. And now you get to see him and all the other hateful reindeers in action with Santa Claus while he's giving all the toys, to every house. Like, how can you miss out on that? In my opinion.
It's true. It's true. I'm gonna agree with you on it. I thought about it for a minute, and Polar Express would be really cool because basically it's like a Christmas train, but at the same time, Santa's
that
sleigh,
is
man.
that is what it is. That is what it is.
The
It's basically a
Santa's
Christmas
sleigh would just
train.
be so cool.
Yes.
You get to see, like, I don't know, it'd just be cool to like sit there next to him, see like co-pilots this thing all the way along, and then like I don't know, you get to like
Okay, how do you co-pilot Santa's sleigh?
I don't know, I don't know,
How does Santa fly?
and then like it's Christmas spirit, right? It's Christmas spirit that makes the reindeer fly, right? Isn't that what the saying is?
Maybe that's yeah. That may be what it is.
I think that's what it is. It's Christmas spirit that gives the reindeer the power to fly, and they are able to push him. But that's why in Elf, that's why he has to add that engine to it because he's like, oh, everybody's lost their
No one has Christmas spirit because that's
Christmas
what I think
spirit.
of. You're
Right.
right,
So
right.
he's like, we have to have this jet engine on the back of here now. And then they go over the statue in New York City and it knocks it off in Central Park. And then they go over and they're like trying to lift off and everybody starts singing and then, it lifts off finally.
Yeah, yeah. Again, classic Santa movie.
So good.
Classic. But
Can't go
great. I
wrong with
love.
it though. Everybody loves a good redemption
Um,
story.
yes, every loves the good redemption story, the hero's journey. Um,
Right.
in school or in elementary, did you ever make the reindeer food?
Yes, like oats and all that stuff in it.
Yes.
Yes, that
Yeah.
was like the best day of the year. Cause didn't you put like oats and sparkles and stuff in it, like reindeer eat sparkles?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
We're feeding these reindeer plastic shreds. Like it goes against
Yeah.
everything we're going against right now.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was always the best day of the year. I love doing reindeer feed. That was so much fun. Dude.
Yeah.
We've had
I
so
think
many
that
like blasts from the past in this show. Like we've like reminded each other of so much stuff that happened.
yeah. Yeah. I'm just thinking, yeah, that around Christmas, like that around Christmas week or whatever, just around that time, those school days start to get a lot like really fun. That's just what I remember.
Yes.
And it's not. It's just the work goes down, the workload goes down, and it's just replaced with just a lot of classes, just either movies or just you know stuff just to pass the time that has little to no effort.
Right.
And
That's what I always look. Go ahead. Good.
no, and that's what I'm saying. That's what I love, and I could go on about how the school system is educating our children to be the best possible students and people possible. I could go on that rant another time, but for Christmas, yes, during this time is the best days that I can think of for school.
Right. So to close it off, our final Christmas would you rather question: would you rather wear Santa's suit for a week? This is like in the middle of the year too. This is not like during Christmas time where people are like, "Oh, it's festive." Like I'm talking about like the dead heat of summer.
Yeah.
Would you rather wear Santa's suit for a week or a green elf costume?
Um, I don't know. It's weird because I think Christmas is the only holiday really where like the Christmas mascot of Santa Claus and like the elves and just all the people that are involved in making it possible. Um, obviously besides Jesus, um, wear clothes that I don't know why I'm scooting back here. I don't know if you guys can hear me or not, but wear clothes that are different than any other time of the year. Whereas
Right.
I feel like other holidays, like the mascots are wearing stuff that you could somewhat see yourself in, if that makes sense. Like if you see a red suit, like Santa's, like that's Santa's suit.
Right.
Like what other time do you see a hat like that?
Never.
None, unless
None.
it's Santa. I think I would have to. I would have to go Santa. I would have to go because it's classic. The Santa outfit is just straight up classic. Imagine you're killing somebody in a game of 21 with a Santa hat on. I mean, think about all the
I'll
how much street cred you'd get from that. I
right.
mean, you're just
I'll
dominating at that point. That's a mental breakthrough, a mental edge that you have on your opponent to play with Santa's hat and ball bouncing around the entire time. You're just cooking your defender.
you're just cooking your defense. I'll I'll take it a step further on this, okay? Thought about taking Santa's suit. I did. But then I thought I'm gonna wear a green elf costume and I'm gonna get a curly wig and I'm gonna be Buddy the Elf for a week.
Hmm.
You know how dope that would be? That's what it is. That's what I would choose. I'm going,
I can see. I know. It's not even the suit for me. It's the pants. It's
dude,
the
those
it's
pants are
the
so tight.
They're leggings, right?
Right?
All right, yeah. Yellow leggings. Like, what are we doing here? Like, no, I can't. I can't.
Can you imagine we're leggings
I just
everywhere for a
can't
week? A
for a
week?
week. Yeah.
I couldn't even wear like semi tight pants for a week, let alone leggings, which are skin tight for a week. You know how
Yeah.
funny that would be, though?
The elf is that's different. He's
That is
different for
definitely
that.
different. Absolutely. So, this is going to conclude this episode of On the Court in the Booth. We wanted to make a real quick announcement, though, before we close it off. We are taking a break real quick during Christmas because, of course, I got to go back to Indiana. I fly out, so we're recording this actually before on
Yeah.
what is now what's today, Wednesday, right?
Hmm.
Today is
December
Wednesday
15th.
morning at 1 a.m, technically Tuesday night. Um, but we're recording this. I fly out on Thursday to go home to Indiana, and yeah, so I will not be back down here until the first. And then from there, we'll kick the show back up. But for the time being, we take a little Christmas holidays break. And our next show, we'll even give you guys a date and everything. Our next show will be January the 7th, Friday, January the 7th. Same time as always, same as, the Friday situation. It'll be at noon
Yeah.
on January the 7th. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
We're
So,
thinking about we're thinking about doing some things as far as I know a lot of you guys talked about well, I'm not even gonna spoil any of it. But you may see some changes and some additions to the show. We've took a lot of your guys' comments and things into consideration. So we just want to say, I guess, that we hear you guys, and we're excited to make the best possible product uh, for you guys. So
absolutely, and making that best possible product, and I want to piggyback off what Trey just said. Making that best possible product is through you guys. So be sure to comment something. If you like, hey, that reindeer in the top right corner looks stupid. Don't put it up there. Okay, I won't put it up there anymore, I guess.
yeah,
But no, I mean, on a serious note, somebody commented earlier on our last episode about some timestamps and stuff like that, and it's stuff like that we want you guys to comment. So be sure to throw that stuff down below. Any way that we can help make this show a better product for you, the listener, we will do whatever we need to do to make that possible. So
for
be
sure.
sure to drop a. Ooh, here we go.
And
Perfect timing for
I
this.
know you guys have been
Leave a
asking, but no,
comment.
I can't just do the show by myself and kick Wyatt off. I
Right.
know. You guys love me that much, but we are co-hosting the show. I know. But no, seriously,
Um.
exactly what Wyatt said. anything you guys have recommendations, we listen to all of them because, like I said, at the end of the day, it is for you guys. It's kind of our thing, and we're glad that we're in a position to put kind of give back to the people
Right.
that have helped us, and hopefully inspire some other people to kind of just be themselves and kind of have fun, let loose sometimes.
Absolutely. So, with that being said, that is going to conclude what is now episode 6. We're 6 episodes into this, 6 weeks now. And like I said, we're gonna continue to push out the best content we can for you guys. And like I said, we will see you guys on January. What did I say it was? January. So I'm already throwing myself off here. Here we go. January
January
the
7th.
7th. Boom. So January the 7th. Yep, that is a Friday. Just checking to make sure. January the 7th, we will see you guys with the next episode. Until then, Merry Christmas. Have a great New Year. Spend some time with your family. Tell somebody you love them. Give them a hug. Absolutely.
For
And that is
sure.
how
For sure.
that's how we're going to close it off. With that
I'm
being
not a
said,
dentist, but I don't recommend that. I do recommend that, though. What he just
yes,
said. This is on the Court in the Booth podcast.
absolutely. We'll see you guys next time. Merry Christmas.
So, yeah, Merry Christmas.